Hi, this is Carson Cook, and in this lesson we're going to learn how to checkmate using just the rook. This is also very important because a lot of times you'll get a game where you'll just have your rook left after all the pieces have been traded off, and you'll need to know how to checkmate using just your rook. Now there are two methods to checkmate using just the rook, and I'm going to show you both of them. One of them is a box method where you use your king and rook together to push the king into a corner, making a box. And the other method is you use checks along the board to push him back while using your king to cut off the other king. First, I'm going to show the box method. So the way the box method works is you use your rook and king to make a box. So like here, I'd play this move, and I make a box right here that the other king cannot get out of. I use these two pieces together to make the box smaller and smaller until I push the other king to the corner. So for example, say black plays his king up. I would proceed with moving my rook up, shrinking the box by a rank. Black moves his king over. Now I cannot move my rook over to make the box smaller because he'll just take it. So this is where I use my king with my rook to help cut the box off. All right, black moves his king back. If I move my rook over now, I wouldn't do anything because I just gave up all this space to the board. So I move my king again, bring it closer to the action. Black moves his king back. Now I use the rook to cut it off because I have the king there to support it. Now if black moves up, I can't move my rook up because he'll take it, so I use my king to support it. Black plays over. I use my rook to cut off the rank. Black slides back. I can't use my rook forward, so I bring my king up. Black slides into the corner, and I have checkmate. Now I'm going to show you the other method that involves using checks and your king to push his king down the board. So, the way this method starts is you use your rook to cut off the board like you have when you're using two rooks or even when you're using the queen sometimes. So you first play your rook here to cut off this part of the board. Black is going to attack my rook, so I need to move as far away as I can. Now black will go to chase my rook. I'll bring my king up, and black moves his king in front of my king. When this happens, this is called opposition. It's a more advanced topic, but for now you just need to know that it's when the kings are facing each other, and is essential to this checkmate, because it prevents the other opponent's king from moving forward after you deliver a side check like this. As you can see, his king cannot move forward or stay on this rank, so it must move back. This is the basis for this checkmating method. So I will bring my king up. Notice how I bring it here, because if black were to move their king back, I could just do another check immediately. Black must bring their king this way. I can slide back. And now black runs into the corner. I move here, and black moves here. If I were to play my king here right now, black could just get away. This is another feature of opposition. You want to make sure that they're the person that are moving into the opposition position, which will be here. You want black to move into this. If you move into it, it does not do you any good. So you have to play a waiting move with your rook. Black's going to avoid getting the opposition, but you slide over in the corner. Black has to give it up, and you check him back. Now black must run to the back rank. You can chase him and make a waiting move. Black moves this way, you get checkmate. So black moves over here, and you run all the way into the corner when you get eventual checkmate. Now, this side check method is a longer method of getting checkmate, but it also virtually guarantees that you have no chance of getting a stalemate of your opponent. The box method, stalemates do occur sometimes when a player gets in this position, the king was in the corner, and they make a mistake, such as putting their rook here. As you can see, black cannot get out of this box, so it's a tie. That makes the side check method safer from stalemates, but it is longer, and you have to have a basic understanding of the opposition. So whatever one you like more is one you use your personal preference for. Now I'm going to give you a position to get checkmate using your rook. Use whichever method you find easier, and I will show the solution using both methods. So first I'll give you a second to look at it, and then I'll show you the solution. Alright, so first I'm going to use the box method. So you start cutting off to start with your box. Black moves over. I extend my box. Black moves back. I can't move my rook up, so I have to bring my king up. Black moves back down. Moving my rook up would not do anything as the king get away. So I bring my king up. Black moves up. I cut off this rank. Black moves back. I cannot bring my rook over, so I bring my king over. Black moves back. I have to bring my king over because bringing my rook over would not do anything. King over, rook over. Black runs into the corner. I can bring my, well, I guess, all right, king up works better here. They move their king over. Now I can bring my rook up. And as they move into the corner, I now have checkmate. Now, sometimes in this mate, I have seen it happen where black, it's white's move here. So say, for example, this was the position. White plays here, black plays here. What should white do to finish off this checkmate? Now the move here is move this white rook anywhere on this F file other than F8, obviously. F6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any of these squares work. Because say I move it here. Purpose is black cannot move to the F file. Cannot move either of these squares to the king. So black must move to the corner, and then you get checkmate. This is another type of waiting move like is seen with the other checkmating method. So now I will go over the position using white. All right, now I'll show how to get the checkmate using the other method. So we do the same, starting with cutting off. Black moves. I do a waiting move, hoping that black moves king here so I can make the check. But black decides not to. I say it's fine. And here black makes a mistake by sliding back. Here I can just play my rook up. Now black moves over. I move up. Black moves over. If I move here, I'd just be following him. It would be useless. So I make a waiting move to the other side of the board. And then he follows me over here. Here he must give me the opposition. So I can do the check to slide up. Moves here. If I were following him, it would be useless because he can just move away. So I make a waiting move. Slide back. Same thing as earlier. Moving here would be useless as black can get away, so I have to make a waiting move. And black's friendly to me and makes it easier. I get checkmate. In this lesson, we learned how to get checkmate by using just a king and a rook. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.